Something extraordinary is unfolding above our heads, and the people who should know the truth are whispering in locked rooms. Internal telemetry recently surfaced from multiple space agencies showing anomalies around an interstellar visitor that should not exist. Officials call it 3I/ATLAS, but the raw data tells a story that shreds every assumption we have about physics, engineering, and the very origin of intelligent design. Before we get into the details that have scientists arguing in secret, hit subscribe and like, because this is one of those rare moments where public attention might be the only safeguard against deliberate silence. At first glance, 3I/ATLAS looks like another strange interstellar object, but its kinematics are impossible. It is moving at a velocity that cannot be accounted for by any known natural process within our galactic neighborhood. Conventional trajectories slow under the drag of solar wind and micrometeoroid bombardment. This object shows no such slowdown. Multiple observatories report near-perfect velocity maintenance over months of monitoring, as if an invisible engine is compensating for every tiny loss of momentum. Imagine an object gliding through a storm and never losing speed. The implications are staggering. Trajectory analysis reveals a path with an eccentricity so extreme it reads like a line drawn with a ruler across the galaxy. When astronomers trace that line back, it passes strikingly close to our galactic center, not once but repeatedly when compared to the origins of other anomalous visitors. Statisticians in the leaked files estimate the odds of this convergence happening randomly as vanishingly small. That alone would be eyebrow-raising. What pushed scientists into panic mode were the micro-adjustments detected by high-precision tracking arrays. Over dozens of observation windows, tiny course corrections were recorded at intervals that are clearly not random. These adjustments are deliberate, measurable, and coordinated. Age-dating specialists who examine spectral decay signatures in the object's surface materials estimate an age measured in billions of years. This should make the object inert and lifeless, a fossilized rock frozen since the early epochs of the galaxy. Yet 3I/ATLAS is active. It is shedding mass in a manner consistent with volatile outgassing, but with energy outputs orders of magnitude higher than expected for something with its radiometric age. Instruments sensitive to particle fluxes recorded sustained jets of material that confuse conventional models. The composition of that outgassed material contains complex organic structures and isotopic anomalies that do not fit the fingerprints of any stellar nursery we understand. Even the elemental ratios are wrong. Laboratory teams running independent isotopic assays found signatures inconsistent with formation in known astrophysical conditions. Some isotope abundances appear artificially fractionated in patterns resembling process byproducts from high-temperature chemical refinement. Metallurgy experts inside the agencies privately described seeing alloys and distributions of trace elements that we do not find in natural meteorites or cometary bodies. In short, these are not raw cosmic leftovers. They look altered. They look engineered. Perhaps the most unnerving detail in the leaks involves a trace element that should not be present in nature. Nuclear chemists discovered minute quantities of a synthetic isotope used in advanced reactor and accelerator facilities. On Earth, this isotope is produced under highly controlled conditions. Its presence in samples and in the spectral lines of the object suggests exposure to nuclear-level processing at some point in the distant past. That revelation triggered internal memos flagged top secret with urgent requests for cross-agency review. Optical and radio imaging revealed phenomena that defy standard cometary physics. During several observation windows, the object produced an anti-tail effect, unlike anything catalogued. Instead of material streaming away from the sun as solar pressure dictates, plumes reversed and congealed toward solar radiance for short, repeatable intervals. Those episodes last for an exact duration before normal tail dynamics resume. Pattern analysis shows these reversals align with the object pointing toward particular galactic coordinates. When the alignment occurs, ground-based radio arrays, logged organized electromagnetic pulses at frequencies and modulation patterns that cannot be explained by thermal or plasma processes alone. Signal analysts used words like structured and non-stochastic in internal briefings. Even size estimates are fraught with contradictions. Early radar and brightness models suggested a gargantuan body, consistent with intense mass ejection. Later, official releases diminish those numbers with no clear methodological explanation. Independent teams using different wavelengths cross-referenced with archival images and conclude the official figures severely underestimate the luminous output and ejected mass. The discrepancy between observed activity and the published size is so large that it implies one of two possibilities. Either measurement data is being selectively suppressed, or we are witnessing a phenomenon that produces luminosity and mass flux out of proportion to volume in ways we do not understand. Then there are the synchronized bursts coming from a narrow sector near the galactic core. When analysts overlay departure vectors of known interstellar intruders, the plotted lines converge toward the same general region. The coordination is unnerving, and the leaked timing correlations show periodic energetic events from that region coinciding with estimated ejection epochs. Those bursts are not chaotic. They have cadence. They are too precise to be random astrophysical disturbances. Several astrophysicists in the leaked threads admit privately they are seeing a pattern that suggests intent. As 3 I/ATLAS draws nearer to intersystem bodies, electromagnetic emissions intensify in cadence and amplitude. The pulses ramp up when the object is near planetary alignments, suggesting a scanning or probing behavior. Even more alarming, some instruments have detected responses originating from seemingly inert regions on nearby planets. Signals recorded from a polar region on Mars match the pulse patterns within tight time windows. There is no known human hardware at the coordinates being logged, and surface deployments do not account for these broadcasts. Agency models predict a critical activation point as the visitor passes closer to our star. Solar irradiation could act as a trigger charging dormant systems or enabling subsurface reactions. Internal contingency documents outline scenarios where the object alters its behavior dramatically at perihelion. The worst-case scenarios cataloged range from sudden propulsion bursts, altering trajectory, to the release of unknown particulates and radiation signatures that could impact local magnetospheres. These memos are written in a tone of stark, methodical concern, not sensationalism. They request an unprecedented global observational campaign. Publicly, the official narrative frames the visitor as a rare but benign interstellar comet worthy of scientific excitement. Behind closed doors, the same agencies are reorganizing observation assets, diverting resources, and coordinating with planetary protection offices in ways not disclosed to the public. Entire photographic data sets have been redacted from public servers with reasons listed as calibration errors. Scientists who push back in internal correspondence are often met with classification orders and non-disclosure warnings. The pattern of opacity, according to whistleblower messages embedded in the leaks, appears systematic. So what are we actually dealing with? The evidence in the leaked materials points toward three unsettling possibilities that are not mutually exclusive. 1. This is a naturally formed object exhibiting unknown and previously unmodeled physical processes. 2. We are observing remnants of a previous technological civilization that survived in altered forms across cosmic timescales. Or 3, and the one that sends chills through many pages of these documents. 3I/ATLAS is a manufactured construct built or altered by an intelligence capable of manipulating matter and isotopic composition at scales we cannot yet replicate. If it is manufactured, the implications are enormous. We would have, in our cosmic backyard, an artifact built to endure billions of years and programmed to react to specific environmental cues. We would be confronted with evidence that technological knowledge has been utilized somewhere beyond Earth for eons. That would force a rewrite of cosmological narratives and our sense of place in the universe. It would raise questions about intent, about who or what created it, and why earthly habitations fall within its observation vectors. The most critical window for answering those questions is approaching. The object will reach points of maximum solar exposure and planetary proximity within a narrow band of dates specified in several of the internal projections. Teams are preparing to observe at wavelengths, polarizations, and temporal resolutions never attempted for a single object study. Observatories from every major spacefaring nation have been quietly scheduled for simultaneous monitoring. Some agencies have even drafted proposals for rapid response missions should the object exhibit behaviors that require in situ study. Leaked audio from a high-level teleconference paints a raw picture of the human side of this crisis. You hear senior scientists trading simulations that range from hopeful curiosity to grim caution. There is a running concern over how the public will react and whether disclosure could provoke panic. That very concern, according to several whistleblowers, is precisely why so much data has been sequestered under strict classification. But secrecy has consequences. A limited set of minds controlling the narrative increases the risk of misinterpretation, accidental misinformation, and policy choices made without broader consultation. We are at a crossroads between hidden science and public oversight. The question we must ask ourselves is simple. Do the public and the global scientific community not deserve access to the raw data that forms the basis for decisions with planetary scale implications? The whispers in the leaked files are clear. Experts are divided, evidence is messy, and the truth is inconvenient. But the direction the data points to is unmistakable. We are faced with an interstellar phenomenon that behaves like nothing we have cataloged. It may be a relic, it may be a probe, or it may be something else entirely. As the observation window narrows, the pressure on officials will grow. Independent observatories are already publishing anomalies that conflict with official summaries. Amateur astronomers are posting time-stamped images that contradict sanitized releases, and insiders who have risked leaking fragments of information say there is more data waiting in secure archives that could rewrite our understanding of the encounter. Whether you approach this as rational skepticism or apocalyptic speculation, the empirical facts leaked so far demand scrutiny. Unexplained velocity maintenance, engineered isotopic signatures, deliberate microadjustments, directed electromagnetic pulses, anti-tail phenomena, and synchronized galactic ejection patterns are not trivial anomalies. They are a cluster of irregularities that collectively point to a single, terrifying possibility. We may be observing evidence that intelligence beyond Earth has interacted with our system and left a footprint. What happens next depends on transparency. on the courage of scientists to insist on open analysis, and on the capacity of the global community to treat this information with both skepticism and seriousness. The window to learn from this visitor is finite. Once it departs, it could vanish into the dark, forever taking answers with it. The leaked files end with a chilling line from a closed briefing. The words are simple and blunt. We are no longer alone in the sense we thought we were. And the most dangerous unknown is not whether something is out there, but what it has been learning while we were unprepared to look. Keep watching. Demand that independent teams be allowed access to the raw observational streams. Press for transparency, so scientists worldwide can validate, replicate, or refute these extraordinary claims. Because if even a fraction of what the leaks suggest is true, then our place in the cosmos is about to change in ways we cannot yet imagine.